ground in an immaculate condition. I walked it just as I arrived here this morning, and it is like a bowling green. So these two sides with a bit to play for. We are round 6 Rebel VFLW action. Bounce down the middle. The Cosmo for North Melbourne was in there early. Here's a chance for Geelong. They penetrate the 50 on their first foray forward. No one can take the mark. Comes off hands of North Melbourne. Earlier going to repel from their defensive zone. Therefore, North was Slaney. In fact, it was Meyer on top of the footy. The umpire will come in and ball it up.
Should be a fast attacking open game this afternoon, especially on these wide expanses here at Arden Street. Fast conditions, the grounding particularly great, Nick. It's not a breath of wind either to be said, so you should see some good stuff out there today. Chain
of handballs landing in the hands of McSwaney for North. Ball back in the centre of the ground. Handball came from Rhodes, but they turn it over North, and Geelong have got a chance now. Are they going to go inside attacking 50 again? They do. The kick, nice kick too, comes from Birchall towards the pocket. Clean possession in the pocket there by Geelong, not possible, but they do win the ball back again. On to the right boot, snap around the body. That's the first one for Geelong. And it came through the services of Kiara Woods, the 17-year-old from Geelong Falcons, Kate.
On point, Kiara Woods. That's a fast start for the Cats. They needed to get on the front foot early on here away from home, and they've done exactly that. Kiara Woods taking on the chance when she had it, steadied herself and was able to snap it home. Really important start for the away side. Liking the look of Poppy Sharp and DeCosmo early. I think particularly Sharp has a point to prove this season, coming across in new colours, coming across from Carlton, of course, so she'll be one to watch today. Quite a dynamic player. Hopefully some more midfield minutes from her this afternoon.
Reynolds against Gooden in ruck again. North Melbourne, can they find a way? They do. Handball from the Jock. Nice entry inside, attacking 50. Beautiful kick. Leading out and taking the mark there was Paterno. She goes shorter again, and Jock's followed up her nice work earlier. Found some space inside, attacking 50, and has taken a mark, and will have the first deliberate shot at goal for North Melbourne.
Brilliant play there from North, and Deshuk getting on the end of that. And really smart attacking play, and she should fancy herself here from this distance.
Kaiwada Jock to the left of screen, and she makes no mistake. That's one apiece early in this one. Really good start from both sides. Kaiwada Jock, the first for North Melbourne. Kiara Woods, the first for Geelong, and we've got a game. It's all squared away. One goal straight apiece.
Shaping up really well early, isn't it, as an attacking contest, open, flowing conditions, and both these sides are living up to that early on. Just not much time to get your breath back, is there? Just blow for blow, both of these sides. Love Dejuk's follow-up work there, just smart leading patterns, and she gets the reward with the goal as a result.
Yeah, she started it with the first possession, found some space, and finished it nicely in front of goal too. So again, here's North Melbourne with a chance to go forward. They've just gone short. Mark's been taken here by Meyer. She wants to swing around on her right. Goes towards a dangerous spot at half forward. No one can take the mark. Ball falls to ground. Pack falls on top of it. Here's a chance for North through Paterno. Up in the air. No meterage gained. Ball tracks towards the outer side. North Melbourne turn the ball over with the handball. Close to the boundary line. There's the Jock again. The last goal kicker for North Melbourne. And eventually it goes over.
DeCosmo getting her hands on the ball early on, 3 touches quickly. They want to quell her influence, particularly around the contest. An absolute clearance queen in her own right, so she's right up there with Alana Barbin, just generating forward momentum for the home side.
The Jock's doing the ruck work here with Gooden for Geelong. Ball spills from the ruck contest into the waiting arms of a Geelong defender, but the umpire will come in and ball up for the stalemate. Again, Gooden with a big palm down, only into the path there of DeCosmo for North. Tight in congestion here with both sides trying to find a way through. It's at half forward, right on the arc of 50 here for North. 1 goal straight apiece, 15 and a half left in this first term. Rebel VFLW action round 6. From Arden Street in North Melbourne, a free kick from the ruck contest has been found. It's going to go the way here of Reynolds, who goes short. Mark taken, played on quickly, Rose. Kick was smothered off the boot. Is there a chance Meyer gets it from with the handball? Handball's into Geelong traffic only. Ball at the top of the goal square here for North Melbourne. Hard ball to win. Meyer again. Had a fresh air shot. The jock at ground level trying to win the ball back for North. And the umpire will say, it's not coming out of there in a hurry, I'll ball it up.
Just a chance now for North Melbourne to turn the screws. Just that repeat inside 50s, build that pressure and pin Geelong back early on. They need to get rewarded for it on the scoreboard, however.
Gooden down into space, hoping for one of our Cats players to run onto it. They sort of do in the end. Jordan for Geelong. But they turn the ball over. Here's a quick kick from the pack. Came through the services of Rhodes, but it's wide to the left and out of play. Boundary throw-in. Straight 20-minute quarters here. So 14 and a half left to play of this first term. Scores are all tied away. The first 2 goals came in the first 3 minutes of the game. For Geelong through Kiara Woods, and for North Melbourne through Kaiwa Jock. Boundary throw in. Again, a lot of players around the footy and on top of it for another ball up.
Might just need to find a clear out of their forward 50 here. North Melbourne just try to open it up a little bit more and just try to build that wall. As Geelong look to repel here, they're doing well.
Sharp from the defensive 50. Nice long kick towards the wing. Here's a chance for Geelong to go forward again. One-on-one contest further afield. Went through the hands of Woods. She went back and got her own footy again. Quick kick towards the pocket to space, hoping for the boundary line, and found it for another throw in.
They had to hang tight there, Geelong, and had to really absorb a lot of pressure there early on, particularly in warm kind of conditions under that sun. That's going to take its toll, but they did really well as a team defensive unit, and just had the clearances there just to not allow North that forward momentum that they were trying to get away from.
It has got warm here at Arden Street this morning. Chilly when we arrived, but has really warmed up, so fitness will play a role in this game late in the afternoon, we would suggest. Handball from Reid, who did the ruck work in the forward line for Geelong. Again, halfway between the arc of 50 and the goals for the Cats. The umpire will come in and ball it up. 6 points apiece, 12, just under 13 minutes left to play of this first quarter here at Arden Street in North Melbourne. We said it in the pre-game, both sides coming off heavy losses last week, so the chance to atone here this afternoon and work their way up the ladder. Knights plays 11th, 2 wins apiece for the season in past 5 games in this 14-round VFLW season. Free kick for over the shoulder. It's going to go the way of Reid for Geelong. So Reid will have a shot, will she? Or she might go short. She's too far out on her thinking. Nice kick. Beautiful lead, beautifully delivered, and Chantel Mason takes the mark.
Yeah, exactly. That forward line was kept well open. Mason timed that lead really well. Some good forward craft, some good movement up ahead, and just kept it open, and just is going to allow a key set shot. Not a lot of footy played between the arcs so far. Both sides just really camping out inside their 50s. The kick comes in.
So Mason, she'll kick from 40. Kicks on its way.
Nice.
Fades to the left.
Looked
or
good off the
one
boot.
behind it did. She probably didn't. She was probably a similar distance out than Reid was, but Mason was a lot more confident in her ability to make the distance than Reid. Ball back into play, North Melbourne. Must have been taken by Lana Barber at half back. Her one is to move it on quickly. Kicks it to a 2-on-1 contest on the wing. Over the head of Paterno for North. Cats have got numbers out the back. At half forward. Can they find a way through? Reid got tackled as she got the handball away. Play on, the umpire said. Here's a chance now for Pratt. She goes into the pocket. Again, beautifully delivered. Picked out some tall timber in the pocket. And the mark's been taken by Kiara Woods.
Running hot today early on, Kiara Woods right up there. She'll come in for her 4th touch of the afternoon.
Kicked the first goal of the day in the first couple of minutes of the match. This for her 2nd. Woods on approach. City end of the ground. Looks good from where we are. Nah, misses to the near side. So a couple of opportunities for Geelong to notch up some majors as we tick over the halfway mark of this first term, but they've been a little off centre, but they're doing a lot of the attacking, the Cats. Ball back into play. Nearly exited the defensive 54, North Melbourne. The umpire will come in and ball it up.
Really fought in close quarters at the contest, at the clearance. Both of those sides really getting to work, and I think cancelling each other out. To be honest with you, with the stoppages, and we see it again here. A bit of a maul falling there. North with the slight advantage, 5 clearances to 3 early days. Leading the way, Kate Reynolds for North and Sharp and Reed for the Cats.
So out the back door for North, gathered by Ling. Handball into traffic. Umpire stand a free kick for over the shoulder. It's going to go the Cats' way. Short kick inside, attacking 50. Again, just offline. 1- score. So again, back into play for North from the behind. Mark's been taken here by Keeley. Quick ball movement on the outer side. Trying to find some runners. They've got some now. Jock's going to be on the end of this. She can go for a gallop. Kicks towards half forward, 1-on-1 contest. At the back was Tierney with a big fist. Back into space on the outer wing. Overrunning the ball there was Rhodes. She went back in. Umpire's found a free kick. It's going to go the way of North Melbourne. And it will be taken here by Audrey Rhodes. Into the middle of the ground, didn't hit the target. Good enough to get the handball back away was Keeley. They're running themselves into trouble here, the Roos. They're going to turn it over here. There's lots of Cats waiting for the ball to repel. 3-on-1 in the middle of the ground. Cats are running now, and they're out. Through the middle of Arden Street. She can have a bounce. Handball over the top. Received here by Ciccolini.
Well done.
Over the back, here's a chance. Woods again, she can run onto it and kick a goal. She does. Open up beautifully for her. Kiara Woods, the 17-year-old, has kicked her second for the day. It's also Geelong's second. They go on to 2-3-9. They lead North Melbourne 1 straight 6. Just under 8 minutes left of the first term.
Running hot today, isn't she, Kiara Woods?
Yeah.
Just the great use of the body there. Positioned herself absolutely perfectly, and her marker had absolutely no chance there. Running in waves. The Cats just really coming together, taking... They knew they could get out. But just that wave running, that collection of handballs through the middle, that chain, just that gut running, that was exactly what they needed to make that move happen, and they did exactly that. Nor taking the risk on, nor taking the game on from the kick out, just trying to manufacture a move there, and just presenting on the wing, but they just couldn't get clear. They couldn't find a way through from Rhodes at that point onward. So, and the Cats exploit that to perfection. Well done. They start to open up a little bit of a buffer here.
Yeah, the margin now is 9 points. Back in the middle again. Nothing doing. Ball up. Secondary ball up. You're watching all this on afl.com.au and on the AFL official live app. North Melbourne trying to exit the centre square. They do so now nicely with a chain of clean possessions. Was out in the path of the Jock on the outer side. She couldn't take possession. Geelong again up to the task. But they turn over again in the middle of the ground, or do they? Soccer off the ground came from Mason. Here's a chance. They're going to go inside attacking 50 again. 1-on-1 contest everywhere. Woods at the back. She can do no wrong at the moment, Kiara Woods. What a first term she's having.
Running hot, isn't she? Running hot. And that's a 7th inside 50 for the Cats this early afternoon, and they're converting very, very well, aren't they? Woods, 5 scoring shots so far, another one to come. This is really starting to put the pressure on the home side.
So Kiara Woods to the city end of Arden Street. What can she do? Goal umpire has a good look. Doesn't have to worry, hits a post. So they have had a couple of chances here, the Cats, to put a really nice lead on the home side, North Melbourne. They haven't been able to do it. They are 2-4-16. They lead by 10 points. North Melbourne are 1 straight 6.
They've looked to go positive from the kick in. North Melbourne really go up the guts, but a bit of second guessing here now. The Cats have set up quite formidably behind the ball here.
So you're right, Kate, they're putting pressure on North Melbourne, which is a free.
It's going to be 50.
Yep. So for a player inside the exclusion zone.
I think it looked
Ran
like
around the back of it, didn't she?
That's a healthy 50 too, it must be said.
Slaney it was with the 50. She goes into the middle of the ground. Scott took the mark. She wants to go laterally. Trying to work something by switching here. North Melbourne switching the play. They've done it nicely. No one can take the mark at half forward. The handball from Rhodes into space. Nice take and give by Barber. She goes inside attacking 50. No one at ground level or at the fall of the ball for North Melbourne. There for the Cats was Walton. And they're away again, Geelong. They're brilliant across the half-back line at the moment in this first term. They've been there in numbers, and then when they win the ball, they find space and navy white jumpers everywhere. That ball did go out from the lasso rule, so North Melbourne do win it back. Sheridan for North with a handball. Here's a chance for North. Can they manufacture something here? McLaughlin. Short ball chipped inside. She went back and got the footy again. Here's Meyer. Oh no, she didn't receive the handball. The handball was ineffective. And holding the ball, so the free kick goes the way of the Cats. And Zoe Larkins will take it.
Been brilliant defensively so far, Geelong, this afternoon.
Into the dangerous spot at half-back here. North Melbourne win the ball. It's Meyer who goes deep inside attacking 50. But again, to your point, Kate, they've been resolute in their defensive 50 here today in the first term to the Cats. And again, they bring it out wide. It's Plummer. She in turn goes wider again and finds a teammate there in McKeegan. That kick is just a little too wide in the end. And out of play. It was touched, so there'll be a boundary throw-in.
Particularly the way that they spread coming out of defensive 50 and that transition that they've been able to exploit Geelong has been fantastic. So they're just mixing that bit of class alongside that defensive steal, and that's just opening up that gap that right now between themselves and the Roos.
So 10 points is the margin. The Cats lead it. 3 minutes to play in this first quarter. Ball on the centre wing. Socket off the ground by De Groot into the centre square. First there for the Roos was Barber. She in turn socketed off the ground to her own advantage in the end. Went back to gather the footy. Did nicely, but chipped the ball in the middle of the ground. And again, Puppy Sharp rating there for the Cats. They're calm with the footy, Geelong. Plummer. Short again, finds Gooden. Gives it back to Plummer. Kick was smothered off the boot brilliantly there by Reynolds for North Melbourne, but it does go back inside of Geelong's attacking 50. Who's there? Gathering the ball and kicking it nicely was Mason. Round the body, it's going to bounce. Unkindly for her, out of play.
Good result though, and another chance to pin the Roos well back here and grab a late goal here from a stoppage. Reynolds has been immense so far for the North. It has to be said, just some of her work, particularly contested-wise and particularly around the clearances. One of the better performers so far this game in early days.
So 2 goals to Woods for Geelong in this first term. They're going to find a way again here. The Cats round the body. Again, another poster. Came off the boot of Sharp, I think. So 2-6-17, sorry, 2-5-17 I should say, to 1 straight 6. And the Cats are going to rue some of these opportunities, maybe at the end of the game. Again, around the body, snap comes from the boot of Mason. Chantel Mason kicked the goal.
Absolutely, a classic 7-point play there from the Cats. Again, just some of that perceived pressure I think that North have been under there, that just plays into that bad decision making, that kick in, just not executed at all, and Cats just absolutely pouncing on that one. Mason getting on the end of that move. And again, this is a dangerous time now for North. They can't afford to fall behind too early. Again, I know that their confidence has been rattled, sustaining some big losses lately, but again, it's a new week for them and they have to refocus, and I think quarter time can't come soon enough.
So Mason kicked the only goal the Cats kicked last week against the Giants, which was an 85-point loss. They've started today in brilliant fashion by comparison to that match. And we're in the final seconds of this opening quarter. The margin is 17. 3-5 plays one straight. Will there be another chance for a score? McSweeney in the middle for North. Handball into space to the running to Cosmo. She goes inside attacking 50. Can they take a mark in the dying seconds? They can't. So that'll be the quarter time score. And an impressive 20 minutes of footy by Geelong.
Their way, leading the hit-outs 13-3, and the clearance is going the way of North 7-6. So the North are still in this. It's just a matter of converting those opportunities when they get them.
So as we said, 17 points, 2 goals in the opening quarter to Kiara Woods for Geelong, and Nikwa Dejok got their goal for the Kangaroos. Second quarter underway. In the middle of the ground, there's Nikwa Dejok again, overrunning the footy. Got held when she didn't have possession of the footy. Umpire might have found a free kick, says play on. She fell on top of the footy and making her stay there was Denby Taylor. So a ball up still in the centre square. Palm down came from Gooden for Geelong. Couldn't find open territory. Now the ball gets funneled at the back. North Melbourne, they'd love the first one of the second term like they did in the first quarter. Here's a chance as they work a chain of handballs. It finally lands in the hands of Ling. He got the kick away, got the footy on the ricochet, and then couldn't quite get the handball away. Ling goes back in there again. There's the jock. Handball was partially affected by the Geelong defender in Fuller. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
Didn't quite come off in terms of the execution there from Ling, but I liked her follow-up. Forward thinking, taking the chance to try and rebound and try to generate that inside 50, but just needs to be cleaner on the disposal there. Then that will reap more rewards for North the longer that goes on.
So Pratt for the Cats. Chaos hurried kick into space, only to be taken by Talia Maya. Into the middle of the ground. Mara McSweeney marks. She goes short again. She had Scott in her sights, couldn't hit her. And there's numbers here for the Cats again. The orange, or are they pink boots, Kate, on the feet of O'Rourke.
Absolutely.
Mason through the middle of the ground. Geelong socked it off the ground again by O'Rourke. She went in a second time. Funneling the ball to Rony Advantage, paddling the ball to Rony Advantage for Slaney. Umpire's found a free kick in the back. It's going to go the way of the Roos, and it will be taken by Brooke Slaney, who got sat upon when she was at ground level. So the Cats were away, but the whistle prevented any score, and a ball will come back. 3-5-23 the Cats. The Roos are one straight 6.
Love the effort there from O'Rourke there on the overlap. Just first, second, third, fourth efforts there. Just a lot of speed, and just really being forward thinking and attacking there. Love to see it.
The jock at the back. Mark's been paid. She's been really busy, and everywhere so far has not quite a jock. Using her height to the best advantage. She goes long against down the line. Out the back there for the Cats was Fuller. First one there. They're trying to work it out of their defensive zone here. They do now. Orton. Handballs to a running Jordan. They're in the middle of the ground again. Kick was partially smothered. Jordan may have injured herself. She's up now. Roos with numbers. It's going to land finally with Keeley. To Ling. To Reynolds. To Ling. To Keeley. I feel like I'm repeating myself. Ball at her half forward here. Nice mark, not paid. Barber thought she had it. Umpire said she didn't take the mark without it being touched on the way through, and it's been pinged for holding the ball from behind. Plummer with the resultant free kick, kicks into the middle of the ground. There's the jock again. Wow, she's been impressive in this first quarter and a half of footy. Goes short. Her target was Scott. Couldn't find her. A nest of Cats there ready to go. O'Rourke to the outer side for Geelong. Where can North find this next goal from? They trail by 17. Reynolds in the middle. Farmed a handball out without much intent, just hoping for a Kangaroos teammate to be there. They weren't. Players being flung all over the place here. Tackling is ferocious. Hard ball to win. Now the Cats do. Go inside attacking 50. 2-on-2 contest. At the fall of the ball, running onto it was Ciccolini. She got wrapped up in a tackle, dispossessed. Roos everywhere now for the rebound. Clean bowls, Fuller. And North, they win the ball back and they've got some space ahead of them. Go towards half forward, jockey's the target, she's at the back. Tried to knock it on behind her to her own advantage. Peak is there for the Roos. Trying to win a hard ball, they do so now, the Cats, and they're away.
Spot on there from North. I think the execution not quite coming off there, but I like that transition. That's what they need to be exploiting a little bit more. But Geelong sent it right back the other way. That defence still holding so strong.
Mason for the Cats. She goes inside 50. Wobbly kick off the boot. Wasn't to anyone's advantage. And North Melbourne again with numbers. They kick to the wing, but they just turn it over. It's going to land here with O'Rourke. There's a long kick to the top of the goal square. Again, no one can take the mark. Ball does find its way to ground level. Players fall on top of it. They funnel out in the end. Roos under immense pressure in their back line. Finally, the kick McSweeney to space. First there for the Cats is Plummer. She goes back inside attacking 50, but only as far as Annabelle Scott for the Roos, who will just slow things down, chip a short ball, and try and play a little bit of tempo footy to Cosmo. She goes laterally. North just want to possess the footy and slow things down a bit, because when the Cats get it, they're away. Here's a chance for the Roos. Barber. But they turn the ball over. Pickpocketed by Reid. She handballed into the space of a teammate in Ciccolini. She has a shot at goal. Does it go the distance? It bounced the wrong way over the head of the defenders and through for 1- score.
Just continuing to camp out in their half here now, the Cats, and just once again just generating just a lot of that forward momentum and dominating a lot of that territory here now. And you wonder just how long North can keep that up. They just need to continue to compete the way that they have around the contest, but they need to find a way once the ball gets out. They need to find a bit more rallying, someone to rally around Jashuk, who's been a real focal point. Some of those small forwards need to get into the game as well.
So, again, it's North Melbourne at half-back, but they just can't find targets ahead of the ball. And the mark's been taken by Taylor for the Cats. Denby Taylor. She goes to a dangerous spot. She penetrates the arc of 50. Great mark by Caitlin Reid. Big, strong pack mark. And she will possibly look for a shorter option, or she might go towards goal and fancy herself. Kicks on its way. Doesn't make the distance, but in the pocket. Mark's been taken by Chantel Mason. Looked like it might have been a deliberate play, because the way that Mason just drifted across to the direction of the kick, if not intentional, brilliantly read. And Mason, who's already kicked one today, will swing around with the check side kick. Umpire says, that's all right by me. So Chantel Mason kicks her second, and Geelong go on their merry way.
Just read the drop zone really well there, didn't she, Mason? She, adjusted on the fly, just knew where to be and really follows it up with the kick, and that's not an easy one to do. She sends it home with that check side. Looked brilliant off the boot, and, the umpire did the rest and made the call. Really, really starting to open up a gap now, 24 points. Again, just that's a reward for just that repeat pressure, just those repeat inside 50 entries, just really turning the screws. Just check that inside 50 count now, 16-9 in favour of the Cats. And the Cats only had 10 for the game last week against the GWS Giants, so they found a way to turn that around this week. Absolutely, and they've wasted little time in doing that. They want to take it away here from the clearance. The last two goals of the game to Chantel Mason for the Cats, and they're going to go forward again. Gooden out of the middle. Can she find a teammate? One arm up there by Mason. Couldn't bring it down, and the ball lands on the pane of the arc of 50 in Geelong's forward line for a ball up. 11 minutes to go in this second term. The quick kick is Larkins with the helmet on. Kicks towards the hot spot at the top of the goal square. Woods is there for Geelong. She can't chase her opponent down. Handball into the space here of Jackson for North. Kick towards the wing. Rhodes was the target on the outer side. She gathered the ball and got wrapped up simultaneously.
wasn't coming out of there, the umpire will come in and ball it up. As Kate said, 24 points the margin, 4-6 plays one straight. Geelong North Melbourne haven't scored since the 3-minute mark of the first term. And since then, the Cats scored the first of the game through Woods and then have piled on the last three. Again on centre wing. Handball was almost in the path of Joe Sutherland. In fact, she's going to get the ball in the end for out of play. Whoa, a big fly from the back from Geelong. But all the players were down, so North Melbourne had numbers at the back. She's still down on the outer side of the ground there, Kate. And that is Bright O'Rourke. Keep an eye on her. She landed very awkwardly. It was a mighty fly.
Absolutely, she's looking very worse for wear in the hands of the trainers now. She's been really, really dominant, I think, in this second quarter. So they want to see, hopefully, for the Cats' sake, she's able to return and able to see this off.
So ball in front of us in our broadcast position here in the magnificent pavilion here at Arden Street. Centre wing, member side. Shrugging the tackle there with Meyer. She went back in and got the footy a second time, maybe a third time. Flanagan for North, handballed straight into the path of Marr for the Cats. O'Rourke is on her feet. She's ginger, but she's on her feet and she's in the hands of trainers. So, the kick in front of us will be taken by Meyer.
She's going to try to stay on here. She's jogging it out. She may well remain on the field. We'll keep an eye on her.
It's been important to them, so they'll be endeavouring to get her back running fluently again, if there's no other issues. On centre wing, here's a chance for the Cats. The kick. The inside the ball by the outside of the foot by Marr. Two half back. She's back in there again. Marr followed up on her good work. And the umpire will ball it up.
Just numbers everywhere with the Cats. Everywhere you look, they're just in terms of the clearance, they're just starting to really beat up the Roos, and so that's going to take a toll the longer that goes on.
So North just trying to find an exit out of their back line. They've struggled to do that for the first quarter and a half today. There's a free kick for over the shoulder, so they'll take a clean possession here right at half back, and it's going to be taken by McLaughlin. She goes backwards. Just as they were doing moments ago, they're just trying to play the game on their tempo a little bit, slow things down. Mark's been taken by McSweeney. 24 points is the margin in favour of the Cats. 7.5 left to play, second term. Big fly, that's from the back, came from Reed. Brought the ball to ground, into the path here of North Melbourne. Here's a chance. Can Jackson gather it? Not cleanly first time around. Kate Lambeski's asking for an in-the-back free kick, not forthcoming. And on the 50-metre mark, ball up.
Close call, I thought, but it's... and it won't matter much, though, unfortunately for the Roos. They're just that defensive resolution there from the Cats, just that setup really paying off. North just need a decent spell of possession here and just get the game on there and slow the game down a little bit more and just don't allow Geelong just that attacking impetus, but they'll try to generate some more here. They just can't allow them to get away. They need to set up and stay strong here, the Roos.
So it's Birchall for the Cats. Kicks towards half forward, but again, a lot of Roos players there. And taking a nice mark was Sheridan with the headwear today. She went into the middle of the ground and found Keeley. Now they're away again, North Melbourne. Can they mount something here? At the back, juggling the mark there was Paterno. Couldn't bring it in. Ball hits the ground. Cats are there with numbers again. At half back, they're going to work it out, I think, here. They do so really nicely. Handball over the top came from Walton. And now, on the outer side, White. Along the wing. Couldn't find a marker. Fell into the hands of the running Mason, who goes further afield. She wanted Woods. Ball bounced unkindly for her. She's kicked two today, has Kiara Woods. She's at ground level fighting extremely hard for the footy. And comes out the back, pack forms on top of the ball, and a ball up.
Just those numbers on the spread there from North, just playing into their hands and really allowing them to transition. It follows a really good few moments of play there from North, but that's got to be disheartening to see just how quickly Geelong were able to counter and form their own attacking transition there. And now they look to put the squeeze right back on again with 5 minutes left in this quarter, in this half.
So Geelong's season so far, they lost the first 2 by big margins, won the next 2, and then we've touched on their loss last week by 85 against the GWS Giants. So the average losing margin this year has been 71 points. This has been a great turnaround for them. Against the Roos, on the Roos home deck, they lead by 24, the Cats. Just under 5 minutes left to play of this second quarter. The ball's halfway between the 50 and the goal for Geelong. In ruck for the Cats was Mason, palmed it down. North Melbourne looking for a way out again. Meyer, been busy at half-back for the Roos today, has done it again. Now they're out momentarily, possibly because they do turn the ball over. It was into the path there of Reed for the Cats. Umpires found a free kick. So it will be a North Melbourne free kick, and it will be taken by Emily Paterno. Every player on the ground is pretty much in the half of Geelong at the moment. So they're trying to get their numbers back here, North Melbourne, to break away when they win the footy, just like now. Meyer, handball into the middle. Well, kick it was, in fact, Tierney. Now she needs some players folding back for her into their forward line. What can they conjure? Great smother off the boot by Pratt. Back in there again, Tierney for a second go. Has a bounce. Kicks nicely, chipping the ball towards half forward. The target there was Rhodes. She got a handball away. Now they're through. Handball over the top from Flanagan. Into space. Couldn't hit a teammate. Cats are there with numbers again at half back. That could be holding the ball. Umpire says play on. Great tackle there by Flanagan. Bounces back to the wing. Numbers now for Geelong again. Reed. To De Groot. Over the top to Sharp. And that's really nice ball movement. Can they find a target inside 50? Flying from the back was Ciccolini. She's first back onto it. Sockers to her own advantage. Can she do it again? Numbers descend upon her from North Melbourne. Here's a chance for Sheridan. Handball over top to Slaney. They're under immense pressure in their back line, but this is going to work out okay for them. And the mark's been taken by Elizabeth Jackson. She wants to go wider again. Does. Mark's been taken by Rhodes. Inboard. Now to Cosmo. 2.5 left to play. Second quarter. The margin is 24. The Cats lead it. To Cosmo. Along the wing. Clean bowled Rhodes on the way back. Fierce contest on the outer side. Rhodes again. In fact, it was Annabelle Scott on that occasion who took possession and got wrapped up. Exactly the same time for a ball up.
Five of the leading possession getters, all wearing blue and white of the Kangaroos this afternoon. Rhodes and McSweeney particularly with 14 and 13. So they've had enough contributors, but it's just a matter of the Geelong, just I think more of a team defence and more of a team structure that's really winning out the day here. A late chance though forming, I think, through Paterno to take the kick.
So Paterno was red hot on the tackle and was rewarded with holding the ball. So with 1.5 minutes left to play, what the Roos would do to snag one here late. They go inside attacking 50. The kick is ugly off the boot, but it's going to fall fortuitously in the arms of McLaughlin there. Umpire said play on. Must have been another hand in there somewhere. She thought she had it. Now Geelong. Can they stave off this forward foray from North Melbourne and see it out to half time with 1 minute left to play? The margin is 24. It's inside attack. North Melbourne's attacking half, so any chance they've got. Here's a kick to a dangerous spot. Big pack forms. It's going to come off hands. Running onto it nicely there was De Cosmo for North Melbourne, and she makes no mistake. So that's the one they wanted with only seconds remaining in this second term. And it's North Melbourne's second goal since the third minute mark of the first quarter. And with 39 seconds left, they've scored their second, Kate Lambeski.
Keeps them well in the game. Now looking forward to the second half. Badly needed goal. Still very much behind the 8 ball, but it's a glimmer of hope for them now. They've been knocking a little bit, and they've been really testing Geelong, particularly in these last few moments, and they get the reward to show for it. De Cosmo again, her, leading the way for her side. 16 touches, the latest one being an absolutely valuable one with the goal. Hasn't had her usual sane dominance around the clearances, but two to her name nevertheless. So still such a quality performer, one of the best going around at this level, and she shows you why with that goal.
She had the ball 22 times last week in the big loss against Box Hill, but that is a siren to win the second quarter. And that goal to De Cosmo has trimmed the margin back to 18 points. The Geelong Cats, a 4-6-30 up in New South Wales in this VFLW season, brought to you by Rebel. We're back underway here at Arden Street for the third quarter, round 6 between North Melbourne and Geelong. What can North find on their home ground? Perfect conditions, not a breath of wind, bathed in brilliant sunshine, and the ground is absolutely like a billiard table. So we've enjoyed this one so far. Another half to come. Clearance from the centre square towards half forward for North Melbourne. Around the body, hurried kick came from Paterno to the top of the square. Numbers there for North Melbourne. Oh, underground handball. Brilliantly done into the path of Kayla Peake. And she kicks the first for the Roos in the third term. And that was innovation personified.
Absolutely. Tierney's such an absolute game winner on her day, a premiership player for the Essendon Football Club as well for their breakthrough women's flag. Presence of mind, right? Attacking flair, presence of mind, selfless play, plating up a teammate like that and just allowing that move to happen. Absolute quality player on her day and someone who can really have an impact around the ball herself. Peake and Paterno, those are the two I really wanted to see get involved in this game because I think they're X-factor players, particularly Peake is a contested beast on her own day, so that's exactly the start that North need, and they're going to get away quick here too.
Yep, so another 4-0 here for the Kangaroos. Inside attacking 50. There was the jock at the back for North. Handball over the top into the arms there of Paterno. Short kick inside, or closer to goal, just trickles across the line. It was touched. Went through the goals, but it was touched for one minor score. Peake back on the side this week. One of 4 inclusions for the Roos. And she's on the board with her first in the third term. North Melbourne's first in the first minute of play. That's the one they wanted. Margin is now 11. It was 18 at half time. That is a free kick for Lasso, not touched, going out between the arcs, so the resultant free kick will be taken here by Maddie De Cosmo. She's also kicked a goal this afternoon. De Cosmo goes short. Oh, nicely done. The kick was perfect, the lead was spot on, and there waiting was Emily Paterno. She wants to go short to the top of the goal square again. She got a marker. She might have into Jock. Many hands on it. Umpire said play on. Didn't complete the mark. Geelong will hurry a kick out towards half back, but there waiting is Ling. She got descended upon by Geelong defenders. Ball at ground level again. Into the back of the North Melbourne player. Infringing there was Lily Jordan. So the free kick will be taken by Alana Barber. Player in the marks. 45 out from goal. 45-degree angle for Barber. Wouldn't two in the first 3 or 4 minutes of this third term be nice for the Roos. To the goal square. The Jock was there, arms up, couldn't complete the mark. Ball comes to ground. Running onto it there was Rhodes for the Roos. Again, just sat upon it at ground level after taking possession. No free kick, ball up.
Barber and Rhodes have gone to absolute work at the clearances this afternoon, but now they're getting it done deep forward. A kick comes out.
So mark's been taken here by Plummer for the Cats. She wants to go to the outer side. Kick to a 2-on-1 against the Cats. There at ground level, waiting nicely, was Larkins. She got it, found herself into trouble. Here's the Roos again. Can they find a short one inside 50? She went back to the Jock. Fumbled the ball at the crucial stage. Ball came to ground. 3 Cats tackle her simultaneously. Ball up. 4-6-30 plays 3-1-19. Almost 4 minutes played of this third quarter here at Arden Street in North Melbourne. The half-time lead to the Cats was 18 points. 17 at the first change. And now it's 11. First goal of the third term came through the services of Peak in the first minute of play. Here's Meyer. Gang tackled, brought to ground. Ball up.
Yeah, and Geelong, I think, proved quite well in that first half of being able to absorb large parts of pressure here and just really able to stay strong defensively. They're going to have to rely on that here and try to get a move going.
Paddling in front of her, there was Chantel Mason, who kicked the goal this afternoon. In fact, she's kicked 2 this afternoon, Mason. So she's working on the outer side to try and find a way forward for the Cats, who haven't been inside attacking 50 in this third term yet. Nearly 5 minutes have been played. It's been all North Melbourne who have done all the attacking, and they've scored the only goal of the term. Again on the outer side. Stacks on, ball up.
7 of the last 10 inside 50s in this game going the way of North, so it just goes to show that they've been really getting the game on their terms and dominating where it's been played.
Went straight through the hands of Birchall for the Cats on the outer side. Also there for them was Orton. Umpire whistle, free kick Orton. Handballs away to Fuller. Kicks to the outer side. She's found a teammate. Might be Birchall again out there. Slowing things down a little bit. Kicks along the line. Nice lead, nice mark. Kick to perfection. It's been taken here by Mason. As we said, she's kicked 2, 1 in the first and 1 in the second today. Chantel Mason to go with her goal from last week as well. Kicks on its way, penetrates the 50, through the hands there of Reid. At the back here, so North Melbourne ready to defend and go forward, but they don't. Kick around the body. The kick has come from Sikanlee. Kick came from Sikanlee, I think it was.
Yeah, it was, yep.
So it went out of play, so there'll be a throw-in adjacent to the right point post here. Deep in Geelong's attacking zone. Rucks go at it. Reynolds had a couple of goes at trying to palm it down. Went into the path there of Plummer for the Cats. She's around the body. She's kicked another one for the Cats. Brooke Plummer, opportunistic to say the least. The palm down from Reynolds fell into the lap of Plummer, and she snapped truly for her first. Geelong go on. 6-6-36 to 3-1-19. The margin back out to 17.
Brilliant play there by Palmer. Excellent forward craft. Read that really well. We had the best view of it from this vantage point, and it just looked absolutely clean off the boot. Had the right angle, the right trajectory the whole way through. Spot on play from the Cats, and that's got to be disheartening for North. They've looked a better side to start this half, and Geelong are just able to hang tight. They were positive, I think, in their ball movement. They looked to enact the switch, realised nothing was on, and then were able to execute with the long kick over the press that went inside 450, had Sharp lurking as well. So it's just been building for the Cats. They were just able to sustain and really take away some of sustain that pressure and build their own momentum and help quell North as a play moving here. Dangerous switch, but it's going to go the way of North here now.
Yep, so Myers got it at half back, well, still inside the centre square. Looking for something further. She likes the pack, forming it with some tall timber in the middle of it, but no one can take the mark. At ground level, Ma clears it for the Cats. Only as far as Slaney for the Roos. But she gives it away. Mason. Now the Cats are running. Running beautifully. 2 or 3 bounces. Oh, it bounced away from O'Rourke. She had to go back in and try and find it a second time. She was clear too. She had plenty of territory and real estate in front of her. Just the third bounce that didn't come back cleanly and eluded her, and as a result, it's a ball up at half forward here for the Cats. Well, that was an opportunity gone begging. If the ball had a bounce to her that third time, I reckon that the next move was a kick and into an open goal.
Absolutely, absolute thrill on the breakaway there, Bridie O'Rourke. Just speed and, those pink boots aren't for nothing, absolutely. They're just really making full use of it. She had that knock early on in that second quarter, but she's come back strong. Nevertheless, exciting young talent for the Kangaroos. For the Cats, 19 years old.
So half forward here for the Cats. Wild handball out wide. More hope than intent. Roos battling away at half-back, just trying to defend their patch backward of centre, and they do so nicely with the ball up. Last goal to Plummer for the Cats. Takes it back out to 17 points. In there for the Roos was Scott for another ball up. We've had a few of those today. It's been a lot of congestion in and around the contest. Ball goes inside, attacking 50. Is there a marker? No. Ball comes to ground. Here's a chance for Ling. Couldn't gather the footy. Might have got a high one. Play on, the umpire said. And now they've got some numbers behind the ball and they're out. Slaney for the Roos. They're doing it the hard way though. Now they go laterally and the kick's going to be found by Jackson in the deep back pocket for the Roos. Wider again. Xanthos. So, just measuring their kicks. Backward of centre here for the Kangaroos. Reynolds the target, so was the Jock at the back of the pack. Here's a chance. The kick from Barber to half forward. Can anyone take a mark? No, there's no one forward to the ball here for the Roos. I had to slow things down. The umpires found a free kick there for holding the ball, and that was because she looked up and didn't see anything other than grass. So went back, doubled back on her own ground and got caught holding the footy. So now it's Larkins. Short again, right in front of our broadcast position here in Arden Street. Mark's being taken by Birchall. Another nice long kick along the line. One-on-one contest. Beautiful mark and play on by Ciccolini. She goes deep into the pocket. Is there a marker? There is, right at the front of the pack. That's good play, Geelong. And the mark's been taken by Bright O'Rourke.
Patience pays off there for the Cats. Is good ball use. Just able to work it down the broadcast side here. And O'Rourke is going to have a decent chance here to really cap off some of her contributions this afternoon.
We get a good look at this from behind the ball. O'Rourke to see the end of the ground. It's going to miss to the right-hand side. Never really looked like a chance in flight. So she scored one minor score. 5-7-37, 3-1-19. It's now 18 point margin, the same as what it was at half-time. He's Ling for the Roos. But just didn't quite measure the kick nicely enough, and it was Ma who took the mark. Cat's going to come forward again. Mark's been taken in front. Yeah, one-on-one contest. Just read the fall of the ball nicely. And Olivia Ciccolini has taken a beautiful chest mark directly in front. The player in the mark would be 25 metres out, maybe 28. But this should be bread and butter for players at this level. Directly in front. This for Geelong, 6th of the match and 2nd of the 3rd term. Ciccolini on approach. It's good. She liked it from the moment it left the boot. And for good reason, because it was gun barrel straight. So another goal to Geelong. And they do move on now to 6-7-43. The Kangaroos stuck on 3-1-19. 7.5 left to play, 2nd term.
Ciccolini really coming into this game, hasn't she? That's her 3rd marker this afternoon and gets a goal to show for it too. She simply had to kick that one, and she made no mistake on the execution, and that's been a key difference for the Cats. Been a good foil, a good tandem, if you will, with Kiara Woods up top for the Cats. They've been the focal point for them. Whenever they've gone forward, they've been the main targets, and it's paid off. It's definitely paid off, and the Cats are starting to get away a little bit further here. Have a bit of a concern with numbers, it looks like. The 6-6-6 rule.
Not sure on that. Anyway, we're away again. Margin back out to 24. It's an equal game high lead for the Cats. And they're going to go forward again. They worked it beautifully out of the middle. The target at half forward there was de Groot. She couldn't take it. Quickly onto it was Mason. Roos, they win the ball back. McSweeney. They're going to go laterally. Keeley into the middle, but they turn the ball over. They've done that a few times at half-back. They haven't been that solid back there today, the Roos. Here's a chance for the Cats. Handball at the back. Kick around the body comes from Ciccolini, the last goal kicker for the Cats. She's going to win it back again. She's been busy in this 3rd term as Ciccolini. Just manages to get boot to ball, and it trickles across the line in front of Jess Jones for the Roos for another boundary throw-in. Just under 6 minutes left, third quarter. Beautiful day here at Arden Street. Magnificent conditions for a mid-morning, early afternoon VFLW clash, all thanks to Rebel. Boundary throw in ruck there for the Roos was King. Trying to find an exit. They don't do so, though. It's O'Rourke. Handball to... In fact, the kicks come now from Larkins to the near side, the right-hand side, for 1- score. So they're peppering the goals. They're doing all the attacking now. North Melbourne kicked the first goal the first minute of this third term thanks to Peak, which brought them back to a 12-point deficit. It's now back out to 25, and that is a game-high lead for the Cats. With 5 left of this third quarter. Ling wanted to go longer, then went shorter. Slaney, she got her on the half volley. Her kick was unattractive off the boot. She went back in and got it again, did Slaney. Then handballed, and now they're out of their defensive 50 North, but there's numbers here for the Cats. It's actually a one-on-one contest. Beautiful foot race. Here's a chance for the Roos. Paterno around the body. Oh, nicely done. Found a teammate there in Peak. She goes long again. Now DeJock's on her own. Can she gather and go? She does. She spins around. One-on-one contest in the goal square. Couldn't get any elevation on the kick. Unfortunately, DeJock. And they turn the ball over and Geelong will repel. White. Sasha White for the Cats. She goes wider on the outer side. Mark's been taken by Poppy Sharp. Not much further afield. She has to go short. Does. Plummer takes the mark. Slows things down again along the line. 2-on-1 in favour of the Roos there. Putting one arm up was Reid. Couldn't reel it in. North. Good enough to win the ball and kick towards the wing. But again, they turn the ball over pack forms and they just get it fisted away from them. Waiting there was... Jackson for North Melbourne. Umpires found a free kick for holding the ball. And the recipient will be Olivia Ciccolini. So Ciccolini long towards the top of the goal square for the Cats. Numbers here for Roos. Ling at ground level fighting hard. She's been particularly energetic and vibrant in this third quarter, has Ling. Here's a chance for Geelong. It's going to be Zoe Larkins, who might have got one over the shoulder. Now she might be pinging notes. Neither of those two things. And a ball up.
Just with Amanda Ling, I think she's beared a lot of responsibility for the goal, the kick-ins this afternoon.
Yep.
Just some of her execution, her effort's been there, but just the execution has kind of let her down at key times. Been trying and just been real brave down back, but again, it's just that tells that pressure that Geelong have been able to put.
Advantage paid here for North Melbourne. Flanagan into the hands here of Scott, who goes just bombs one in the Jock direction. One-on-one contest. She's up against Walton for Geelong. Walton wins the day against the Jock. Handballs to a teammate. The Jock allayed the tackle, but it was against Orton, who didn't have the footy, so the umpires found a free kick for holding on, and at 47 metres out from her defensive goal, she'll take the free kick and kick wider to Pratt. North, they win the ball back. Meyer, short and nice to Rhodes. She handballs into the middle. The recipient was Barber, who goes long towards the goal square. Again, 2-on-2 contest, and Geelong, like they've been so good today in their back half, resolute, and kick the ball towards the outer side. De Groot's first one there for Geelong. And again along the outer side line, boundary line, and Caitlin Reid takes the mark. Reid swings around on her right, kicks towards the wing position, but again, for North Melbourne, waiting there was Jess Jones. Margin is 25, 6-8-44 to 3-1-19. And here go Geelong. They've got open real estate in front of them. They win the ball back through half forward, across the arc of 50. Kick towards goal is just going to be across the face, coming from the boot of Brianna Pratt. So another missed opportunity. I reckon, Kate, of the 6-9, or the 9 behinds, I reckon genuinely they've had 6 of those that they should have probably converted.
Very gettable at the very least. Just needed to take a steady movement, a steady touch there, Pratt, and just hit up a teammate, just give a soft touch over the top for an open goal. Again, just leaving the door ever slightly open for North, but they look to kill off any sort of chance they got here.
Sammy Gooden takes the mark at half forward for Geelong. Kicks inside, attacking 50. Is there a marker? You bet there is. And again, it's Bridie O'Rourke who takes a really nice chest mark. Sure pair of hands, this young lady. And she will have a shot. Player in the mark. It's 30 metres out. And this would put a very handy gap between both sides here this afternoon. If O'Rourke can kick truly, she absolutely can. Goal umpire likes it. The Geelong Cats like it. And the scoreboard ticks over to 7:9:51, right on the three-quarter time siren. How's that for timing? 7:9:51, plays 3:1:19, and that is a very, very big 18 at the main change, and now 32 at three-quarter time, the Cats. And we are underway in this final quarter here at Arden Street. Have the Roos got something in them to rally back in this one? If they go down here today, it'd be their fourth loss in a row after winning the first two of the season. And for the Cats, they would be arresting a one-match losing sequence after winning in rounds 3 and 4. They lost last week by a big margin to GWS. So a bit on the line, as we said earlier. Half a game separating third spot in these two sides in 9th and 11th. So a bit to play for here from both sides. The North will be looking for a response in this final term. Ball at half forward for the Cats. Right on the arc of 50. Not much happening in the first minute of play here. Another ball up. Ball's been only moved a matter of 10 or 15 metres. Here's a chance for Rhodes for North. She's been busy and energetic today, has Audrey Rhodes.
17 touches to her name, 14 of which were handballs and 3 from the clearances. So again, just really has been busy in and under this afternoon.
It's quite indicative of how Geelong have played tight. The clinches that they forced her to have that many handballs and that many possessions. They haven't found a lot of clear space today, the Roos. The Cats have been brilliant in their defensive actions. Umpire has found a free kick here, has he? There's an injury now to, looks like it might be Ciccolini at ground level. Didn't see what happened there, Kate.
Caught up in that stoppage in that maul there.
It is Ciccolini, so we will await the medical team to assess her. The clock has stopped, so we don't lose time in these straight 20-minute quarters for injuries of this nature.
Looks to be back up on her feet, a little ginger, but nevertheless back up and going.
Looks like either ankle, doesn't it? Ankle, probably, the way she was holding that. So she'll come off the ground. She did kick a goal in the third quarter, Olivia Ciccolini.
It was brilliant in that third quarter, wasn't she?
Everywhere,
Just
yeah.
In terms of her marking, in terms of her structure up forward, and got the goal to show for it too.
So she's taking her time to get off the ground, which is fair and reasonable. So the ball will be thrown up, I think, after all that. Inside Geelong's 50. About 40 metres out from their goal. Coming back onto the ground here is Kiara Woods, who's also kicked 2 of herself today. Both coming in the first quarter. Here's a chance for Geelong. It's Jordan who goes laterally, turns the ball over. In fact, the North Melbourne defenders weren't up to the mark, but they got the hurried kick anyway into the middle of the ground. Jock was there for the Roos, but Plummer's there also. Jordan's there also for the Cats. They go towards half forward again. Well done here by North Melbourne. It's going to be cleared by McSweeney into the middle of the ground. She finds Rhodes. They move the ball on quickly. They need to. They trail by 32. We're into the last quarter here. This is quick ball movement. Sheridan got it from Tierney. She goes towards goal and hits the post. That would have been the perfect start to the final quarter for the Kangaroos. Not to be. So the margin now 31.
Everything but the finish there, didn't it?
Everything but the finish. It was beautiful ball movement. They went by hand and by foot and found clear space, but fell at the last hurdle in terms of the conversion. But they'll like what they saw from the coach's box, that's for sure. Reynolds on the outer side fisted it towards the boundary line, successfully so, and out of play. So the last 3 goals of the third quarter came the way of the Cats. And they enjoyed a handy 5 and a bit goal lead at 3-quarter time. Who can get the first of the last quarter, and can it be the Roos to make a charge here at the Cats? Not at the moment. The handball from Ma into the middle of the ground. They go with the kick. Ling was there. She dropped what she should have taken, went back. Was good enough to get it a second time. Kick long towards half forward. Out the back. Beautifully weighted kick. Well read by Maya. She plays on quickly. She liked something she saw inboard. Sheridan was there for the Roos. Here's the Jock around on her right. Can she swing it enough to kick the goal? She can't. Across the face for one behind. So they're doing it in the smallest possible way, the Roos, in this final quarter, point by point. They need to find a goal, and a goal pretty quickly if they're going to make an impression on this lead that Geelong enjoy. Towards half back, setting herself for the mark there was Fuller for the Cats. It comes out the back. Fuller gets it again. She goes short. Nicely done. Mark's being taken by Mason. She goes back off the mark. The group was there waiting for it, and she took a nice mark over her head as well. There's a player loose in the pocket. She spotted her, she's found her, and she's got her. Woods. What can she do? Swings around on her right. Kicks to the perfect spot. A real dangerous spot here for the Roos. Is the defence up to it? It is. A hurried kick towards the boundary line. O'Rourke's there for the catch. She swings it around on her right. Kicks really up and down into one spot almost to the top of the goal square. Ling is there for the Roos. Couldn't bend over and pick it up. Picking it up nicely though was Flanagan for North Melbourne, and she kicks towards half back, but there waiting and read it beautifully was Mia Fuller for the catch. She's been good this afternoon as well. She goes inside attacking 50 at the front of the pack. Beautiful mark taken here by White. And Stacia White with the white helmet on here today. She stands on the number 50 on the arc, 45-degree angle, western end of the ground, and she kicks truly here. I'd say that's enough for the Cats.
Absolutely, it's a true 50-metre from here. She comes in
White,
for the kick.
Beautiful kick off the boot. Has it got the journey? Falls just short in the goal square. Gets fisted across. Oh no, it doesn't. Gets stocked off the ground. Incredible goal from the goal square. All the North Melbourne players stopped. They thought it was through. And I actually didn't see who kicked it.
Just confirmed that in a brief moment there, but again, it's just that presence of mind, just that focus, which I think has proven so typical of the Geelong performance this afternoon. Mason kicking her third.
It was Mason, was it?
Absolutely, we can confirm that now.
What a great goal.
And that'll do. It has to be said, just Geelong, just that's the difference, right? The focus. They've just been able to control territory, stayed focused when they needed to, stayed resolute when they needed to, and just were able to dominate when they got the ball outside. That willingness to work into space and that willingness to work for each other. It's a team performance across the board this afternoon, and the numbers will reflect that, and the scoreboard will reflect that, that's for sure.
So White again in the middle. I was like most of the North Melbourne defenders. I thought it had gone across the line for a rush behind. The Geelong forwards didn't think so, and Mason was up to the task to snaffle a goal right on the line for her third. Here's North Melbourne now trying to work it out of their defensive half of the ground. They do so. Meyer, handball into the middle. to Jock was the target. Couldn't quite bend over and pick it up. Socket it to her own advantage. Keeps doing so. Did it 2 or 3 times. Then bent over and pick it up nicely. Really well paid by Jock. Ball goes towards half forward. There for North Melbourne is Sheridan. Bounce Barrack for the Cats. It bounced away from her. Here's Jock. Handball. I think she was looking for Jackson in the end. Jackson might get it now. No, she won't. Tapped it into the path there of Meyer, who couldn't pick the footy up. Umpire's letting it go. The Roos with a chance. Around the body kick from Scott it was. Mark's not been taken. Play on, says the umpire. Geelong think it's a mark. And now he's called holding the ball. So that's an interesting call. So must have been touched somewhere in the process and the umpire just let it go. I think Geelong thought they'd had the mark in their defensive 50, but not to be. And then the holding ball call came. So Brooke Sheridan will have a shot for goal, one she probably wasn't expecting to have, given the way that play played out. But Sheridan now for North Melbourne towards the city end of the ground. If she kicks truly, this will be her first for the day. And North need it badly. Sheridan on approach. No, never looked likely from the boot. Across to the left-hand side for one behind. So in this quarter, North had kicked 3 behinds and had a lot of the attacking time off on the clock in their half, and then Geelong, as they've done a few times today, really capitalised when they had the chance.
That they have it again, just too little too late from North here and just haven't been able to execute at key times. That's been their story.
Sheridan again to the pocket. Can she find a teammate? She can't. At the front of the pack there, going through her hands, it was Tierney out the back for a ball up. So close to North Melbourne's goal. If they can manufacture something here, we've still got 11 minutes to play of this final term. Off the hands, from the contest, into the waiting arms of Barber, goal. That's the one they wanted. It just edges them closer, but they've got a bit of a fair bit of ground still to make up. 4-4-28 plays 8-9-57. 10.5 to play in this final quarter. Kate Lambesky.
Absolutely clean there from Barber. Read that well. Off palm, straight into her waiting hands, and she made little mistake with that kick. That's the type of energy she brings. I know she's been busy in and under, just at the clearances where she's done a lot of her work this afternoon. 23rd touch of the afternoon for her as well, and she made it count. Undoubted quality that she possesses, and I want to see her spend more and more time forward because I think she's an absolute live wire on her day. And we'll take it away quickly here.
Back to 29 points to Cosmo from the middle. Quick kick inside, attacking 50. One arm up, Paterno couldn't bring it down. Here's a chance now for North Melbourne. Swung around with the kick. Oh, there's just numbers that they're waiting. It's for Geelong, it's Walton. She'll run across the goal square, her defensive goal square, kick towards the outer side. Her target out there was Larkins, couldn't bring the ball in. Here's a chance for North Melbourne, handball over the top. Was wanting Rhodes, went over her head, she went back in and got it again. Now a chance for De Cosmo for North Melbourne. She has a shot at goal. Misses everything, out of play on the full. So, they spent a lot of time in their forward half in this last quarter, Kate, but they're just not finding an avenue to goal.
26 inside 50s to their name this afternoon, registering only 8 scores. That's, unfortunately for them, they've been rather wasteful whenever they've had those moments. It's been talent.
Here's a chance again for North Melbourne. They're getting plenty of the ball in this last term, but Geelong are there, and their defensive action today, Geelong, as we've said numerous times, has been absolutely brilliant. They haven't given North Melbourne much space or territory at all, be it in the back half or the front half, really. And they played a very impressive game, have the Geelong Cats away from home. Average losing margin this year has been 71 points for the Cats, so they've been hit hard with their losses. This game today, though, they've rebounded nicely in there. Going to get the 4 points, you would believe, as we tick down to 8 minutes, just over 8 minutes left to play. And the margin is 29 points. With the ball now is Tierney for North Melbourne.
It's a tough angle for her, but she'll fancy it.
So Tierney, what can she do? Pops it to a really dangerous spot here for the Cat defenders. Off hands. Not the same result as the Cats moments ago at the other end. It does get rushed through for a rush behind. So North move on to 4-5-29. Geelong at 8-9-57. Now we're under 8 minutes left of this final quarter. Geelong still battling away. Lasso free kick. So it will be taken here by Kayla Peak for the Roos. Inboard to Xanthos. Long way up from goal. Kicks inside, attacking 50. No one could take the mark. Off hands. Nice handball from Sunderland. Comes back to half-back here for the Cats. Head-high tackle. Nothing doing, says the umpire. Ridden into the ground as well by De Groot. Umpire was happy with what he saw and will ball it up. 7 to play. Final term. In ruck, Reynolds for the Roos. Big palm down. Into the path of to Cosmo, who couldn't quite collect the footy. Now gets trucked over the line for a boundary throw in front of the North Melbourne Footy Club Pavilion here at Arden Street. Couldn't have asked for better conditions for this match. Bathed in brilliant sunshine, not a breath of wind, and a pretty good game between two sides battling to enter the top 6. Here's a chance for North to Cosmo on her right. Kicks towards the goal square. Oh, beautiful mark. It just fell into the lap of Tierney. Beautifully read. If you play in front, chances are that's going to happen. So Renee Tierney, who had a shot from a tough angle moments ago, this is easier. And would expect her to kick truly, and she does. So Renee Tierney kicks her first for the day. It's the Roos' 5th. And they move now on to 5-5-35. The trail Geelong 8-9-57. And that was just reward for the amount of forward action the Roos have seen this final quarter. Kate?
Yeah, that's it. That's absolutely it. And I think they were just able to pin the Cats back and just were able to make them defend once again. And Tierney just, I think, read that drop zone really, really well there. Just the kick came in. She was able to get herself into space, offer up that target, offer herself up as a focal point there. Such a dynamic player. Again, hasn't quite been in full flight maybe as much as had the impact that she would have liked today, but I think that speaks more to the way that the team performance and just the general trend of this game, to be honest with you. But let's go forward again here. The Cats look to rebound.
Yep. Plummer can find a way out of their defensive half. The umpire's found a free kick for a delayed tackle on the kicker. So it is down the ground. De Groot's asking, is it mine? It absolutely is. So Cheryl De Groot goes short. Had to be good. It was okay. Free kick came from a push in the back from Rhodes against Rhodes for Sharp. She goes wide. De Groot butted up and got the mark. She handballs to a running Plummer, who kicks towards the goal square. No mark taken. Ball comes to ground. A lot of players fall on top of it, and we'll have a ball up. So they're back to 22 points here. The Roos, they kicked the last 2 of the game. It did get out to 36 after the first goal to Mason from Geelong in the first 7 minutes of play. But they have worked their way back with the last 2, the Roos. But time is going to elude them in terms of winning this one. With just over 4 minutes left of this final quarter.
Poppy Sharp again helping make that move for the Cats by playing in front and being proactive in her attack, and she's been really quality contributor today for the Cats. Really well rounded at the stoppages, up forward. Fantastic to see her perform at that level today.
Slaney from half back. Numbers here for the Roos. They want to move it on quickly. They do so. It's Tierney. Who goes wider again. Out there for North Melbourne is Jackson. She wants to go back in board. Slaney was a target, found her, took a nice mark. She played on awkwardly from the ground level. I think she just mistook some jumpers there because there was 2 Geelong players standing at her feet. Here's a chance for the Cats. Can this turnover be costly for the Roos? On the right boot from Mason across the face of goal. 1- score. I think she just got confused with the jumpers then. She was on at ground level and seemed to handball up to 2 waiting Geelong players. It was odd. But the turnover didn't cost them. Well, this might, though. From deep in their defensive zone. Gooden took the mark, plays on quickly, and that quick ball movement has caught the Roos napping. And the mark's been taken here by Olivia Ciccolini. So good to see her back on the ground, recovered from that injury late in the 3rd term.
Exactly.
She looked like she might have been gone for the day with some sort of ankle or leg injury of some sort, but she's back out there and she's having a shot for goal.
Yeah, she's been spot on, I think, this afternoon. Just has competed really well in everything, offered up a target each time. Has got the goals to show for us, which is just as important. And she'll come in and add further icing on the cake here for the Cats.
So Ciccolini for her second of the day. Can she kick truly? Oh, got really poor connection with the ball, but fortuitously and certainly unintentionally found the waiting arms of Bright O'Rourke. So, luck's of fortune for the Cats. And O'Rourke, she's had a shot from very similar position here today. Might have been the goal that she kicked earlier, and what she done here, it's across the face, but it's another mark. So, taken by Woods, the North defence is all at sea at the moment. And just letting Geelong in with a couple of opportunities. The previous one wasn't particularly their fault as it was a horrible kick off the boot. But that one was poor defence by the Roos, and Wood, she goes more inboard to improve the angle, and she does so, and she finds the waiting arms of Hannah Birchall. So in the dying moments of this one, minute and a half left to go, the margin is 23 in favour of the Geelong Cats. So it's a great bounce back from a hefty loss last week. They're back on the winners' circle, on the winners' board. And for the Roos, it's a fourth consecutive loss to take their season to 2-4 after 6. Kicks on its way, falls short of the goal square. Pack forms. No one can get clean possession out of the congestion. And the umpire will come in and ball it up right at the point of the goal square for the Cats. Is there one last chance for them to add to the scoreboard this afternoon? Reynolds with a big fist into space. Numbers here for the Cats. Out the back is Sharp. They can try and work it away. It's been called to play on quickly from a touch possession. Quick kick towards goal is offline. 1-1 score to the right hand side. So the Roos, they bring it back into play. Seconds left. It's in the middle of the ground. 8:11:59, plays 5:35. So the margin now 34, and that will be our final margin, you would imagine. Ball in the middle of the ground. 6 seconds left to play, and the kick goes towards the outer side wing. So the siren is imminent. There it is to end a game that saw a nice dominant win. Fair to say it was dominant, Kate, from the Cats from start to finish. They kicked the first of the day. Although North Melbourne have kicked the last two of the match, they never looked like they probably weren't going to win the game. They led by 17 at the first change, 18 at half time, 32 at three-quarter time, and run out winners.